Managing your marketing campaigns can feel like an endless list of to-dos if you're not set up with a proper workflow. In the last video, somewhere up here, I showed you how to set up a marketing campaign for an ebook release. And so this is a continuation of that video. If you haven't watched that one, go and take a look. In that video, we briefly touched on setting up the project, setting out your different sections for planning and editing and proofing. We also touched on dependencies, but what we haven't talked about is how to handle the different layers of feedback and approvals. And one of the questions I often get is, how do I manage multiple sets of approvals when different stakeholders and different people are involved in getting the approvals we need? So today we'll be revisiting that same project example, but I'll be taking you through one example of an approval workflow. Before we start, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this every single week. Let's get into the demo. And so just a quick update of where we have come from and where we are right now. So again, we have our project already planned out. We've got our tasks in here. We're checking stuff off as we go through, but inevitably we get to a point where we have to start approving our tasks. And so there's these different stages. Let's just complete all of these, assuming we're all done with these now. Nothing is ready to start. Everything has been completed. And as you can see, it's now unblocking all of our tasks here. We've actually, set up rules in the background to do all that. So let's keep going down. We've designed, the e-cover book. Love those graphics that fly across the screen. Formatted the text. We've created the table. Now we're in the stage where we're finalizing everything here. Okay. So when it comes to the launch actions, we have our ebook now. It's been conceptualized. We've gone through all the various stages. Let's just check all these off as well. And now it's time to get that feedback. So what we've done is we set up 2 custom fields in this case. So let me just go over here. I'll show what those look like. And those custom fields are tied to rules. So here we have the first level of approval. And all it really is it says anytime that it's set for ready to be approved, it's going to do a couple things. It's going to create an approval as a subtask. So in this case, it's saying, approve assets in parent task. Now, of course, we could add variables here as well, where we go into the task and we can use the default, which is the display URL of that task, and mention the task, that it is referencing, and it will pull in that information so that there's, more clarity around what we're actually looking at here. And so one stage is where we're doing that, and then we're adding a comment to the assignee of that task to say, ensure to update the second approval custom field after you're done. And so we have the one layer of approval, and then they're going to have to kick off a second layer of approvals as well. And so we just added that in as a comment. So again, we're down. Let's mark this one off here. Let's mark all these off. So these are now going from blocked to ready to start. So launch social media campaign. What we're going to do first is we're going to go and we're going to set the first approval. So whoever this person may be, the last line of defense, they are now ready to set this approved. And so if you just noticed it, we had this subtask create for us, and it's assigned to that individual for tomorrow, just like the rule that I just showed you that we're creating. So approve assets in parent task. We'd go up here. They would be the assets either linked from our computer or linked to the repository where they live. And so what's nice now is we have this right here. It's now been approved. Okay. And of course, as we know, the comment says, ensure that you update the second layer of approval right there. So now it's the same rule has taken the second approval from pending to now ready for approval. And it's going to create that second task for us. Here we go. So now we have that second task for that other individual pushed out a couple of days. And I really wish Asana could exclude weekends from these type of subtask creations, because no one's going to be approving this on a Sunday. This is likely going to be the following Monday right there. Let me get rid of this one. And so there we have it. And now this here is approved, right? And then we can tie these, of course, to approve right here. And as you can see, when the subtasks are now completed, it completes the main parent task, and then we're ready to launch this ebook. So whoever that is assigned to, we will to then launch the ebook on May 5th, which we know from the previous video is our launch date of the campaign. And so let me just go back over those rules again, because I didn't cover the second approval. But it says when second approval is set to pending, it's going to create that approval, and then it's going to add that task right there for us. Then when that first approval is done, it's setting the second as set as ready for approval. And then when the first approval is set and the second approval is set, okay, when they're both approved, that task will be completed. And if you notice, when these were approved, completed this milestone here, and then it unblocked our ebook launch task here. So now we're all done our campaign. If you missed the first video, we have also created a dashboard here as well that shows us, kind of high level where our tasks are at. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move us up another level to the portfolio, because if you watch the first video, you'll notice I said something off the top where what I see a lot of the time is that rather than having the stages of approvals and planning and editing and revision that a campaign would need to go through, we have these sections as our channels. Okay, and so imagine we have an ebook channel with all of the various ebooks that we're planning. We have a webinar channel with all the webinars we're planning. We have a video section with all of the videos that we're planning. And it's really hard to get the information that you need, especially around the status of all those campaigns. So what we have here at the top level is a portfolio. We just call this surface marketing. As you can see, I added the projects that we have ongoing already. So if you go to add work, you can either add a project or add another layer of portfolio. So we just call it like a nested portfolio. So in this case, we've added our projects, and what we've done is we've added in a custom field to the portfolio level that we're calling area. I'm actually going to rename that because this is more of a channel option. So as you can see, we've got social media, web, ebook, webinars, and we can see, oh, I've already got that channel. Let's just make it channel 2, right? So we can see which projects quickly are on track, at risk, or on hold. So taking the projects that we typically see in tasks within a project and bringing it up to this level, so breaking out the different campaigns into their own projects and then pulling them into a portfolio gives you this visibility. And so if we were to slide this over, just imagine the possibilities, all the different types of custom fields that you could add here. Here we can see the status of that project high level. We can see the task progress, or if we choose to track milestone progress as well, see all the dates, we can see the owners. Now we can see that channel. So rather than sorting by the status, as we can see here, we could also sort by the channel. So now we can see all the social media campaigns, all of the web campaigns, all of the ebook campaigns, and drill down into them if we need to. But this gives us that high level view. As a proud Asana partner, Surface specializes in building projects and portfolios to streamline and automate marketing processes. If you're a marketing manager, VP, or director, and you're looking to transition your team to Asana, and you're overwhelmed by the prospect of moving all of your marketing projects and workflows to the new platform, don't sweat it. At Surface, we handle everything from A to Z, from mapping all of your processes to the data migration, and even training your team to ensure alignment and efficient use of the tool. So if you're considering moving to Asana, click the link below and book a call with us to learn more. Now, one other thing I do want to touch on about the portfolios is obviously with all these different ranging due dates, we can see this information now on a timeline. If you're still managing your projects as tasks, you're missing out on all of this functionality. And we do so many reworkings of workflows to look like this because people just don't understand generally how to best utilize the tool. And so that's the purpose of showing you this here, is that you can now see the timeline of all your ongoing projects. This one right here, we can update these, we can slip around in time, we can see what this looks like from a high level. Then we can also take all this information from these varying projects and we can now see dashboard information as well. So if you're in senior leadership, you're not looking at the individual tasks. You may not get all of the individual tasks from the project status updates. Sorry, you may not get all the updates from the project status updates, but now you can get all that information from a high level to understand your project health. What's also nice about having your projects now broken down and put into the portfolio is you can have portfolio progress, where if I were to update this status, you can, as a leader, take a look at all of the projects and the statuses on the main portfolio view And then you can report, or your direct report can report on general portfolio health, which projects are at risk, which projects are off track, which projects are on track, right? So we can get all this information here because we've taken the time to take our project planning out of the task level and moved it up to the project level. Okay, so I'm going to set a status here, say we're on track. I'll now post this. But now we can see the workload across all of our team members that are assigned to those projects as well. So right now, the default when you first start a workload within a portfolio is that it's just tracking the tasks people are assigned to. And there are different measurements by how we can track that effort. There's obviously the estimated time and the recently released percent allocation. So if we were to switch to percent allocation, it would inform us that we need to add that custom field to all of these projects in our portfolio, which by clicking add effort, we can do with one click. And then now we can set the capacity for the entire team based on percentage, or we can break it down for individuals that may have a lower percent of time that they're available to work on these tasks. And because we haven't added the data to our individual projects, I don't have it here to show you, but that would be one way that you would do so. So as an example, let's just go back to our, where is it? Ebook, and we have our, didn't pull it in for me. So let's go add fields, and we'll just type in percentage allocation like so. And we can just do something like that and give these all, say, a 10%. All right. Now, when we go back to our portfolio and our workload, we can now see all that time across all of these different tasks here. So that's one way that you can now, better track your campaigns and track the resources that are all on these projects as well. All right. So that's it for today. If you found this video helpful, I'm really happy about that. But the way that you can help me in this channel is to share this video, like this video, subscribe to this video if you haven't already done so, and share this video with someone who you may think would enjoy it or find it helpful. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.